Hello, and welcome back to another new episode of eTalks. First of all, from eShikshaChaupal and Teachers Touchstone Private Limited, I wish all my audience a very happy new year, and I hope everybody is safe and sound with their families in their homes. Today, I have a very special guest from Greece, and her name is Georgia Maneta. She's a state primary school teacher. She holds a BA in English language and from English language and literature, both from the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, which is in Greece. And she also holds an MA in literature in English from Dalarna University in Sweden. She is a very active person, and she is right now an oral assessor of English for the state certificate in Greece. She's also a part of she's an executive board member of the GMRT, which is Global Matrix Readers Theatre, which we're going to ask her what it is all about. She is also an ambassador of ETwinning. That is a European platform where schools from all over Europe cooperate on various projects. So, Georgia, welcome to our show. This is the second time that I think we are meeting. And so, audience, you already know me. My name is Shilpi. I'm the host and the head of training with eShikshaChaupal and Teachers Training, Teachers Touchstone Private Limited. So, Georgia, I'd like to begin with the very same question that I mentioned. What has been the inspiration behind starting the GMRT program, and how are you involved in the program?
Okay, actually, GMRT started in the US from a great educator. She's retired now, called Tracy Hanson. Due to COVID, she was alone at home, and she started reading live on her YouTube channel one story, and then she realized that one person was following her story, and then one another, etc. So there were some people following Tracy while she was reading. And then she wondered, how could I make my session more interactive? And she took out scripts that she had for children in order to teach them English. And she would ask, for example, Shilpi, would you like to read a part of this script? Or which role would you like to do? This started back in March, and I was invited to this company, let's say, in May, the previous May. And there were about 12 to 15 people who would meet twice a week. We would discuss, we would read the script, we would discuss it, and there would be a bond. We would be a family, actually. We're still really close to each other. And then we realized that if we continue to develop scripts in this way, we could help our students feeling comfortable when reading English, when speaking in English, and trying to form a bond. So now GMRT is in process of developing scripts in a certain way. They are color-coded. They have pictures so as not for them to look boring. And there is also a flipped introduction. I mean, you have the script, and at the beginning there is introduction where you can learn and some new things. Always according to the level, of course, of the students and according to their age. The words that you think may prove difficult for them to understand, they are highlighted and hyperlinked with the meaning according to a dictionary, online dictionary, Cambridge or Merriam-Webster's. And we are trying to do a pilot study. We're starting it in February to prove that actually there is a lot of educational value when trying to teach something through readers' theater. This is how I got involved. I met Tracy Hanson. I'm really happy with her.
Is it age appropriate? Is there a particular age group, or it is for anyone who wants to learn English?
It is for anyone who can learn English. It depends, of course, on the level that your students' learners are. And you can turn anything into a script. For example, once I chose to turn to a script a poem. So I had to divide the lines Each line would be a narrator, narrator 1, narrator 2, narrator 3. And then in the group, I would ask, okay, who would like to read narrator 1? Who would like to read narrator 2, etc. It's really interesting because you feel comfortable if, for example, there are 12 people in your group, you feel comfortable to speak in English. You are not afraid of being, laughed at because you might make a mistake. And of course, you are learning new things, even though you don't realize it sometimes. I really like this procedure.
So during the pandemic, has it been affected, or do you think it's flourishing more, online?
During the pandemic, our meetings through GMRT was a light in the dark. It was we are talking about adults now, and then we brought kids. Yeah. It was a way for us to go outside our house without even having to go in reality and meet other people and discuss. We even had the readers theater about the specific Indian festivals. We had a readers theater about Diwali last year.
Oh yes, yeah. I saw on your profile the Diwali thing, and I was like really surprised. How does Georgia know about Diwali? All right,
that's right. What I told you. We have become a global family through it.
That's a good thing. So, can you throw some light also on your second program, that is the ETwinning program? ETwinning. What is it all about?
All right, ETwinning is a European platform run from the different national services of the countries which belong to the European Union. Greece is one of them. And it's a platform where schools all over Europe, European Union, etc., can collaborate on different projects. For example, this year, I have a project with my year 4 students based on a book. What would happen if an alien came to Earth? And students from Greece, Poland, Italy, and France are working on the things that they could show to this visiting alien. Leaves in autumn, how their leaves look in autumn in France, in Italy, in Greece, and in Poland, how we celebrate Christmas, what our Christmas trees look like, etc. We even gave this hypothetical alien a name coming out from the acronyms of our countries. So it's Grefrit, Greece, France, Italy, and Poland. So Grefrit Paul is supposed to be coming to Greece, on Earth, and kids are working and try to show him what life on Earth is like. However, if as an eTwinner, I would like to invite you and your school to collaborate with us, this can be done.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think it's a really interesting and a very safe environment for students to work online, because they're given passwords and no one without a password can enter their working environment.
Continuing with the same eTwinning, what about teachers? Like, how has it been very much active during the pandemic in connecting the teachers together?
Okay, a study had shown that because talking about Greece, and I think it is generally for Europe, when the first lockdown came back in March 2020, teachers were really uncertain of the situation and of their abilities of how they could run their classes online. However, it was proved through a study that eTwinners, the teachers, the educators who use the eTwinning platform, were the first who could actually use online learning tools, because in order for someone to be able to collaborate with a school through eTwinning, they have to know some web tools. So eTwinners, including myself, were and are still familiar with these eTwinning tools, these web tools, let's say. So we were not that scared of, the online learning that took our lives up.
I would also, I know that you're very active on the social platform, and I think from last year you have been interacting with many schools in India, also teachers from India and educationists from India. So I would like to know your experience of interacting with people from education background in India, and how do you think India can contribute to the world, and what can we learn from the West?
Okay, what struck me the most in your system and way of organizing things is that, first of all, the amazing competitions you do on different topics, either on presenting a topic or on Scratch, how to create games through the Scratch platform, where I was a jury member, let's say. And the fact that the kids are really familiar with speaking and expressing themselves in English all the time. I know that, is it your national language, English, or is this possibly
No,
the
it's
second
not our
one?
national language, but because, our history, if you go into our history,
Yeah.
we were ruled by the Europeans. So English became a part of our culture. And India is actually a country where you have more than 100 languages being spoken throughout the country.
I've
So
heard that, yeah.
Hindi is our national language, though. But people from all over India, when they try to talk to each other, mostly it's English that connects. And English is adopted by us because that is the way we can reach out to the world. And we are seekers, we are learners.
Yeah.
Indians are like that. We love to learn and interact.
You are indeed. However, it's one way of saying just, okay, I'm learning a foreign language, and in our case, English, because I want to communicate. And another way that you can actually see all students, even from from the age of 3, to be able to communicate with you. I was invited.
As you told me, you have in your country, you have started the English in kindergarten now, right?
Yes, but it's not the same. I mean,
it's like in
you
India,
keep teaching them.
I'll tell you the reason why.
Yeah.
In India, the literature, like you have done your master's in English, and so have I. So in India, that is why I was mentioning the Commonwealth Literature. The Commonwealth Literature has got authors who are British, who were born in India and raised here. All right, although they, like the British came here, they stayed here, they made a family, and the kids were born here. So Rudyard Kipling, Ruskin Bond, these are the authors who are here, and they are British. So they lived in an Indian environment and wrote in English, and they adopted the Hindi words, they adopted the vernacular, local words from the languages into the English. So Indians, they adopted the language very easily because the British also, kind of amalgamated the language, local languages along with English. And that is why English now has become like a part of the Indian culture. It's like we read both the literature, any literature. And English is very easy for us. And that is the reason maybe why you are surprised that children are speaking.
Yes, actually, yeah, I thought that it would be either your national language or I don't know what. And I have seen a lot of schools which are doing an amazing job with their students in all fields. However, I'm also aware of the fact that there are still educators in India who are afraid, let's say, of using digital education, or are unaware of some tools.
What my question was, like, how would you advise your colleagues around the world that how can they use technology to get the learning outcomes? Like as you're telling me, many educators were like a little hesitant and when it comes to digital platform.
Okay. I will speak from my own experience. Although I consider myself a quite experienced user of web tools for education, when it came to teaching my students back in the pandemic, first of all, I had to overcome the fact that they were not aware of the tools as well, these tools. So I had to start teaching them, and I had to make them understand that the technology is not there for them just to play games like Fortnite or LOL, etc. It's there for them to learn more easily in a more fun way. So I would advise educators all over the world to start experimenting with educational technology and try to familiarize themselves. And as soon as they feel comfortable, because it's always a matter of experimenting. I mean, you're never born with something that you actually know. You have to study, you have to make mistakes, you have to retry, etc. As soon as you reach a level where you feel comfortable at using a web tool, start using it with your students. I mean, you'll see a big difference in their learning and in their understanding things.
It's really, that is what actually we all need to understand, that now hybrid classes or hybrid teaching will be a part of our education system, and we cannot run away from it. Right.
True.
So thank you, Georgia. Thank you so much for taking out time and being with us and interacting. And definitely we look forward for the exchange that you have offered, school exchange program. So we look forward, coming again on that platform. So thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome.